Hello everyone, my name is Usman Ali, and in this video I'll be sharing analysis which I performed using SQL and Google's BigQuery. Now the analysis which I performed is actually for something I own myself. It is for the e-commerce store courier service that I had been using in the past. So I managed to take the import that the all of the orders data from the dashboard from the portal of the courier service, and I thought we could perform some sort of analysis and solve some of the problems that we faced while using this courier service in the past. So there were basically four main agendas of the analysis. The first was before I get into the agenda, let me explain about the courier service that I used to use, with which I had the contract with. So its name was Instaworld, and what they do is that they use third-party courier services. So they are a combination of multiple other courier services here in Pakistan, and what they do is they engage with third parties for the dispatching of orders related to a certain area or a certain city. For example, here in Islamabad, if the courier service of TCS is performing well, they would assign that order to TCS for Islamabad. Similarly, if another order is for Karachi and the courier service of Leopards is performing well in Karachi, they would assign that to Leopards, the order of Karachi. So this is how Instaworld actually works. So I needed to perform an analysis to see which we could get some pretty cool insights about each courier service collectively using this platform. So um, the first thing would be we could see which courier service is performing the best in terms of return ratio or in terms of successful deliveries. So getting back to the agenda, the first would be, of course, how much successful deliveries each courier service is getting, and secondly, it could be that which cities are getting the most returns. So there is a big problem in e-commerce that is for the return parcels, and yeah, that's a pretty major issue in e-commerce, especially in Pakistan. So um, this could be a very valuable insight. So secondly, it could be which courier service is the fastest among all of those that we can see. Which one is the fastest? Which one is delivering its orders to their destination address in the least number of average days. So these were a few of the analysis, few of the agendas for which we will perform the analysis, right? So let me just first share the dashboard with you guys. So all right, this is the dashboard that I made. It's pretty basic. We have three sheets basically combined in this dashboard. So I'll be getting back to each of the table, which I transformed while cleaning and transforming the data. Firstly, we have the courier successful deliveries percentage. So what is the percentage of successful deliveries for each courier? Now, of course, I did not take in account for the visualization. I did not take in account all of the courier services, all of the other courier companies, such as we have a few more. I think there are a total of eight or nine services that they use, but here I took into account only around six. So the top six. So of course there were some limitations regarding the data as well. So I had to manage that as well. So in the first right here in the first graph, we can see leopards is showing the highest percentage of successful deliveries. Now, of course, we can these are related to the number of orders that they receive and the number of successful deliveries that they make, and then we perform some calculations to find the percentage of success. So by this graph, you can see that Leopards is performing the best in terms of courier services among all of these, among all of the others, right? So 71.43% success rate, and after that we have do deliver, and then thirdly we have MNP, and in the fourth position we have tracks, and so on. Now on to the second agenda, that was which city is receiving the most number of return parcels. So we had to take into account all of the cities. So I took into account basically five of the top cities that I received the orders from. As of course there are multiple others. I think there are around 30 or 35 cities in total. The data I had. So but I took into account the top four or five cities from which I got the most number of orders. So here we can easily see it's Karachi, the city of Karachi. It's getting the most number of return parcels orders, and after that we have Lahore. Islamabad was also in the top five, but it's just a fraction of in terms of returns. Islamabad, the orders from Islamabad have almost no or nil number of returns. So thirdly, we could take into account the average days taken for delivery. So for each courier, how long it took for the average number of days it took for them to deliver the order to their destination. So we can see the longest average time it took was for TCS, and I can see why. But anyways, and the lowest number was for leopards, right? So leopards do deliver an MNP as well as tracks. They are almost closer, so there isn't much difference. But we can see that TCS is not the one to go when we need to deliver something fast. Now this is of course in terms of the contract with the specific courier service in Instaworld that uses a third party, these couriers that uses the third party as TCS, third party Leopard, third party MNP, and so on, right? So this was the basic dashboard that I created. Now going back to the BigQuery. All right, so the main table the main data set that I got was, of course, I cannot share that data set, as it contains a lot of confidential information, such as the consignee phone number, emails, and other addresses. So for the sake of confidentiality, I cannot share any of that. So but we can share the schema of the main table. That was, we had the serial number, tracking IDs. This is the brand name of the brand. Origin city, it's the same for all, of course. And then we have other information. Now the useful information for me was actually the booking date, because I had to calculate the number of average days it took from the booking date till the delivery. So we could calculate the duration, the time period it takes for a courier company to deliver a specific parcel or package shipment. So booking date was important, and then secondly we had the couriers, the name of the courier services, all of them. Then we had current status date. This could be either delivered successfully, or it could be returned, or it could be cancelled. All of those current status information. Then we could have the status. So oh, sorry, the status date was for the day when um, the date for which the final status was achieved. Like it could be delivered, it could be cancelled, or it could be returned to the shipper, right? So status was, as I said earlier, the state. And then we have this is all personal information, we don't need to share that. And then we have consignee city. This is important, we had to keep this. And then we had, some other information such as, let's see. So, all right. So basically, let me just share the SQL query that I used for cleaning, for actually taking into account only those columns that I actually needed for this analysis. Now, of course, we just needed the booking date, the current status date, the current status, the courier service, and then the consignee city, right? So I made a target table using these five um, columns. And then secondly, this is now the schema of the new table that we achieved. And after that, we perform the analysis to get the success rate of each courier service. So as we can see here, Leopard is giving us the highest percentage of success rate. Of course, we can see the total number of orders that were assigned to Leopard, and then we can see the number of successfully delivered orders that were assigned to Leopard, right? So taking into account all of these information, we can calculate the success rate. So this was the query. I have shared all of the SQL queries in GitHub, the files. So anyone who wants to examine those can get them from there. And then secondly, I performed in terms of city return ratio. So this is we can see Karachi. It has the highest percentage of returns, so 38.46%. And then we can see let me just all right, so this is the duration of the time it took to deliver or to reach the final state of the order. All right, and then yep, so that was it. The complete analysis. Of course, this data is not so long. It's about, I guess, 100 rows of data. Now, of course, I did not uh, keep the contract with the courier service for too long, as I could see some failures and some shortcomings in the services, and then I had to move the contract with another courier company. And for that reason, the data which I had available for this courier company, something which I could trust, was my own data. And of course, you cannot find just public data sets for courier companies like these. So of course, due to the reasons of confidentiality and privacy. So anyways, so this was the complete analysis that I performed. I'll be having the GitHub description link in GitHub link in the description below. And so that was it for this analysis. Thank you so much for watching.